Okay, this is this week's tiara, and this one was a lot of pieces that somebody sent to me that I didn't really know what to do with, and particularly these antlers and these, what they call them, shell beads. I wanted to do something, and I know a lot of the people that have seen my tiaras have been talking about a ocean mermaid tiara, so this is my take on a mermaid tiara. So this is, of course, the metal in the background. There are a couple layers of metal, and then the shell. So I started to create this tiara with this centerpiece. I thought this bead was a really cool bead, and I wanted these to kind of flare off of that bead. So what I did was I glued this piece to the shell, and then I glued the two shells around it. What I happened to do at the beginning was actually attach these metal pieces, and there's two of them, so you can see them. I never paint the back, so I can show you how this works. So there's a piece in the front, and then this piece is glued on, and that uses the base for this shell to then be attached with this piece onto this metal background. And then these shells came in, and these two metal pieces as well. So that was the form. I actually then wired on these lovely red and yellow, I think they were supposed to be antlers, but to me they felt really much like coral. So I painted them with a patina. Actually, I used a couple different patinas. This one is Marine, but I also used Jade as well. So this is kind of brushed down with the Jade, which is also on the other pieces as well. So once those two pieces were attached, I then started laying out the shells, and then these shells that flare off. So those were all glued on, and then they glued on this shell, and then glued on this shell, and added the shell in the background. So that is this pretty much the basic thing. So you can see the wiring, which is covered up by these metal pieces that are sticking, flaring out. So then once I finished that, I thought that we needed something around this bead right here. So I glued and then added in a art glitter called Gala Glitz, which is a glass glitter as well as those small beads and a bunch of different things mixed together. So they just sat in the glue, and then I decided to add that in around the shells as well, right along here. And then I added on the Swarovski crystals, because of course no tiara is complete without a few Swarovskis in there. But then I thought it needed a little bit more, so then I added these shells in here, right here, so that it gave it a little bit more spike feeling to it. And then added a few more of these shell pieces so that it felt a little bit more complete. And that is about it. So let me show you again. This is the background. It's all glued together. This is wired on and then glued on. And then these are all spiked. And then everything is glued to that. So, and then you can just see the sparkle when you move it around. And there it is. That's this week's tiara.